I've been cooking since I was 7 years old. And I've often thought about all the different things we entertain in life as being mainstays or alternates. And I felt that the cooking would always be one of my mainstays because it allows you creative flexibility. You have an opportunity to expand your knowledge of good food as opposed to something that shouldn't be called food.
Right.
You have transspectral luminance that you can receive from what we call in Vedic terms sattvic foods, top of the line food, totally alive food. Then you have some food that is seems almost mute, but it's also good because it's fiber, nutritious, what have you. So between those two, I like taste. I like things in the vibrance and taste. So in answer to your question, on one level, the vibrance that you can achieve through having food built to taste the way that you want it to taste, engineering food to taste the way you want it to taste and do the things that you want it to do. Food can vehicularize a lot of different things. It's a good vehicle for creative achievement, like I was talking about a while ago, self-maintenance, and imagination. So I like food that gives credence to your imagination, gives you superb nutrition, and is better than trash.
Yeah.
Survival food. The total food component that gave you like the nutrition was good fiber and good for endurance and stamina.
Sure.
So I engineered that. Originally, I didn't have the intention to call it dummy treat or jerky. Other people called it that before I did.
Wow.
The no meat treat is my term. I
Sure.
created that. But as far as the endurance survival food, a lot of other people like mailmen, athletes.
Sure.
And if it's vibrant enough where you don't get bored with it, even better. And to prolong that in the food component that becomes popular, it's almost like a dream come true. One of the things that happens with a lot of food should be discarded. There's a lot of, once again, what we would call tamasic food, which is basically degenerative food, food that will bring you more harm than good. It's breaking down, it's basically trash. I don't eat certain things like if you gave me a raw oyster, have at it, I don't want to deal with it. So it seems to me that it's somewhere between an intestinal factor in the stomach that has this acidification going on. That's not the type of food that I need to eat. Matter of fact, that might make me sick.
Sure.
I bring that up because there's some food that stabilizes your life effort on earth without nauseating you, repulsing you, or making you sick. And things change too. So like even with the glutinous factor, I think that one of the next discoveries coming down the pike in the next 10, 20 years is that gluten might even be more consumable in different circles if it was used differently.
Sure.
You know, like if you have a certain amount of cut things working with it, so it's vehicularized by the proper components and accompaniment. If you have, okay, for example, 20, 30 years ago, there was a lot of hype about don't eat Brussels sprouts. Stay away from Brussels sprouts. Avoid them. Like the plague. Now you can't get enough of them.
Right, everywhere. Yeah.
The suggestion is that the more the better.
Sure.
You know, for all these obvious nutritional reasons we can't go into. I don't have enough time for it. But things change.
Sure.
For the individual, I'd have to say that food component that treats that person's metabolism better than anything else, and they have a total. They access the total spectral offering of food in one component. I could say seaweed for some. Of course, a lot of like the cactus right there. I was looking at this cactus the other day and thinking about millions and millions of years ago, that was an aquatic plant that just transformed and adapted to land survival.
Wow. Yeah.
without the aquatic factor, other than the water you put on the roots.
Sure.
But that's actually prehistoric seaweed that learned how to grow on land.
Huh. That's dope. I never thought of it like that. That's cool.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know, this whole place was covered with water
Sure.
for who knows how many millions of years. And then waters receded. These plants, the tough ones, still grew. There's, I've seen the underwater aquatic version of that in quite a few places. I've seen some in the Pacific, some in the Atlantic, some in the South Seas, et cetera, and so on. But yeah, evolution has transformed a lot of fine food ingredients that were originally aquatic to be land. And once you understand that, you have a little better grip on grasping, better grip on selecting the proper foods that are going to do the most for you. Cedar berries are some ultimate food.
Or super, they had called superfood. Yeah, like ultimate food better.
Yeah. But in terms of the end-all food, and it depends on the individual, because we're all different. We're like snowflakes, you know. Everybody has a different metabolism, different design factor. You know, okay, we all have hemoglobin and so on and so forth, and acidic balance and all that good stuff. But it's slightly different in all of us. That's why I'm not really on board with just the general diagnosis, prognosis, application of this. It worked for Joe, it's going to work for Smitty too.
Sure.
Not necessarily. So therein lies the truth.
The personal cocktail.
Yeah, of the best thing for you, the ultimate thing for you, the divine thing for you. To eat divine is probably the best thing to think about too.
Yeah.
No middle animal, no middle man, no in the middle nothing. Just going straight to it bland.
Yeah.
Like I say, sattvic food is like you go up to a pear tree and that pear is turned golden and it's not giving and it's still solid. It's close to perfect. Because it's true light that's transformed into a food component
Sure.
that you can ingest.
Huh.